Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TLG Vlogs, and today we are going to talk about 5 years in real estate, how time flies. I remember just getting started, and if you watch anything on the channel prior, we have some great content around just like my first year in real estate and all this great stuff. But something we've been talking about is just like kind of like your mindset shift, right? Like after 5 years of doing this, like where's your mind at today compared to when you got started? So as on topic, let's get started. Topic number one, or point number one, I would definitely make, I think when I got started, I was an individual agent, right? So like it's so easy to think about in the beginning how you're focused on your individual success, right? Because it's only you, it's you versus you. Everything that you do, it affects you, right? So it's just natural to feel like this is the goals that I need to accomplish. And that was really the mindset for the first couple years. And then as you get a little bit busier, you get a lot of sales under your belt, you're not able to service the level of clientele that you were because you're a little bit busier, right? I started growing my team. So now, obviously, if you follow the channel, you know I have a team. My mindset today is like, how do I expand the brand, right? How do I make the brand stronger? How do I expose the brand to more channels? How do I make sure that the people on my team are doing well? The team success is now my success. And I think that mindset shift overall is probably the biggest thing, probably the biggest difference when you look at the trajectory of the 5 years. And it's really cool to see, right? Because now like, you have another level of stress because you're worried about like 7 or 8 people rather than just yourself. But it's so awesome to see that other people around you are doing well. Topic number 2, I would talk about scheduling, right? Just like the dynamics of my schedule have changed because there's so many more people involved in my calendar, right? There's so many different events involved now because like I said, right, when you have this team, you have this brand, everybody around you is growing, everyone around you is busy, and you're part of all of that. And actually it's a kind of like a catch-22. I see like where I'm at today is almost like you're a mirror, right? Because like people around you are looking at you, right? They want to look at you and they want their schedules to mirror what you're doing. So if I'm not busy, naturally they're not busy. So it's so important to always fill my calendar now. Like I'm always thinking like I can't sit still because the minute I sit still, everybody around me wants to sit still. So I have to, if I don't have things that on my calendar that relate to them, I need to fill things on my calendar that relate to me, right? Because once again, it's all part of the same group, it's all part of the same calendar, we all share the same success, but really the overall idea is just like that management process of, making sure, we have structured meetings, making sure that there's clear lines of communication amongst everyone, taking the time to spend individual time with each person, right? To make sure that there's no gaps in that communication barrier that I'm talking about. But it goes a lot deeper than that. But really just, your schedule just becomes so much more in depth now that there's more people involved. Topic number 3, your projections are everything that you expected or wanted, right? So I would say on year 1, if you ask me year 1, do I know exactly where I would be today? No. But if you ask me on year 4, if I knew where I was going to be on year 5, the answer is yes, right? Like as you grow and as you do more and as things change, right, your mindset shifts a little bit, right? Like you open your mind up to new opportunities, you open your mind up to new marketing channels, you open your mind up to new clientele, right? So I'm like the hugest advocate on talking about this at the end of every single year, kind of breaking down your year, right? Understanding what you produced the year prior, what worked, what didn't work, what can we do more of, what can we do less of, what can we shift, like where can we get a little crazier, right? Like, so to answer the question, yeah, year 1, I probably wouldn't have said, okay, definitely on year 5, this is where I'd be production wise, or this is where I would be like team size wise. But most certainly, I think, as I mentioned, like you have to break down like your projections year by year, right? Like if you don't know where you're going at the end of the year for next year, you're like lost, right? Like for me, I would feel like totally uncomfortable. But yeah, that's definitely a big thing. It's just becoming more fine-tuned with your business, becoming more focused on where you want to go, and really just executing on every idea that you want to do. Because a lot of people have all these fabulous and great ideas, they just don't execute. Topic number 4, your time allocation, right? Even in topic 2, we were talking about the calendar. You don't ever let go of some of the basics. So some of the stuff I was doing in year 1, I'm still so consistent with, right? Those are like your fundamental things you must do in your business. But you have to sometimes let go of certain things to grow, right? So like I spend a lot less time with any sort of paperwork driven stuff, right? In the beginning, like I wore 100 hats. I was the person coordinating with the attorneys. I was the person coordinating all the email chains with the client, back to the seller, to the buyer. I was making sure everything was perfect. I was organizing things. I was creating files. I was the one constantly posting on the social media channels. I was the one scheduling things. I was the one doing everything. But as you get to a certain point, right, and your business gets to a certain point, for me, where it is today, it's important to realize that you have to have specialized people and specialized roles for you to be able to grow elsewhere. Because you only have so much of that time, right? Like the day goes by so quickly. You wake up, you open your eyes, you have all these crazy ideas you want to do, and next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock at night and your head's getting ready to hit the pillow, and now you're hitting it again tomorrow. So having the right people in place for me was so big. In the beginning, I probably wouldn't have thought I'd have an organization where I do today as far as structure is concerned. But as I said in past topic, as you grow and as you realize what's working and not working, you start filling those time gaps with people to be able to help you, get to the next stage. Topic number 5, probably one of my favorite topics. I really don't even talk about this much, and I'm gonna say it and it might sound a little crazy. Failure is so good. I remember I was 1 year into the business and I never landed a new construction listing, which is so crazy now to think about how much a large portion of our business is new development, right? So I'm so used to working with builders and contractors and doing all these large scale projects that I remember the first one I ever pitched. It was in Glen Rock, New Jersey, and the guy was building the house and he put it on Zillow for sale by owner, and I was gonna go take a risk, roll the dice, and meet this guy. And I spent so much time preparing this custom market analysis for him, this tailored marketing strategy that I was gonna go on, and I really knew I had the ambition. I knew I had the knowledge. I was just starting to do a little bit of business in that town, and I felt like I was at a point, probably year in, as I'm saying, where I felt confident that I could get the job done, but I didn't feel confident because I never done that price point before. And I remember sitting down with him and his partner. I pitched them, I followed up, I did everything that I thought I could, and I remember driving myself crazy over the next couple of days wondering if I was ever gonna get that listing. And I remember I was in Jersey City, I was out with a couple friends, and I got the call from the guy, and I didn't get the listing. And I remember asking for feedback, and I said, why didn't I get it? I just wanna know so I can grow. And he said, honestly, you're young, you're ambitious, you said everything you were supposed to say, but we ended up going with somebody that just knew the area a little bit more, that was doing a little bit more. And right there I was crushed because I knew there was nothing that I could have done to do it. But I remember just fine-tuning my process, staying focused, continuously going after this. And today, these conversations, the dynamic of the conversations have shifted. Right now, builders are calling me directly. They realize that my success, and what we've been able to accomplish could help on their projects. So now instead of the reverse of me going after certain people, now they're coming after us, right? Because you have a track record, you have success. So I would have never gotten to that stage if I never just, called that guy and didn't fail and didn't walk there. So I could say that, for me now, I like failing on a bigger scale, right? I want to go after something mega. I want to fail big time. I want to go after a 100-unit building and somebody tell me I didn't get the job, right? Because then I know I'm able to kind of go out there and do that. So I would say just encourage yourself that every time you miss, it's another opportunity for you to get a hit. I'm throwing you guys a little surprise. I wasn't supposed to do a 6th tip. I'm gonna call this a bonus tip, but as I was getting ready to wrap this video up, I thought about it. I feel like no matter what you do, whether you own a business, you're an entrepreneur, you work for somebody, no matter what it is, you're gonna always be presented with shortcuts. Always. There's always gonna be something that you could have done to temporarily, put your success on overdrive, right? And you mentally know if that decision was a good decision or a bad decision, whatever that may be, and that could be on so many different scales. And I remember how many times I passed up on doing specific things for, a temporary win here and there, and I always just kept true to myself. I always kept true to my brand. I always kept true to transparency. I always just kept true to what I wanted to be. And my biggest thing is it's so much more genuine just to be yourself with around people and just do something that you believe in and you're confident in, and you walk out, no matter what business meeting you've done or what you've accomplished, that you did the right thing. And I can tell you, if you just continuously, do the right thing, you're consistent every single time, people will always hire you. All right, so we're wrapping this up. Actually, we're done with the tips for today. Can't believe it, as we said, 5 years fully complete on, year 6 now, but just thank you guys so much for following the channel. We have so much great content coming up. Actually, we're in somewhere kind of cool right now that you're gonna see a tour coming up on next week's vlog. But yeah, guys, if you like this content, you like what we're putting out, you like the education topic, you like the house tours, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning into another episode of TLG Vlogs. See you next week.